All right, guys, who's like me? You love your mailman, you love the UPS people, the FedEx people, the DHL people, whoever brings your stuff, right? Because we all love getting some stuff in the mail. Well, today we've got something special from Deity that we're going to be checking out. Let's take a look. So today we're going to be taking a look at this guy, the Lav Mic D4 Mini. Now, we did take a look at the Duo, which is what I'm using right now, but I'm going to switch over to this mic and we're going to check this guy out, and I expect it to be just as awesome as the Duo. All right, so if you guys aren't familiar with Deity, they are a company that makes all kinds of microphones, everything from on-camera microphones to more professional boom-style microphones. They've got a ton of great products, and they've always been on the top of my list when I'm looking around for new microphones. And in transparency, Deity did send me this microphone for free to try out. They're not paying me for this review. This is just my honest opinion on what I think of this mic. And hopefully I can help you decide, maybe is this something that you're interested in or something that might work for you. So I figured we'd skip the unboxing. I'm going to throw in some B-roll clips here of what you get in the box. You get the microphone itself. You get a dead cat that comes along with it. You also get a nice shock mount to connect it to your camera or boom pole or whatever you might be putting it on. And it also comes with two different cords. We have one cord that'll work for your cameras, your DSLRs, and that kind of stuff. And then you also have another cord here that's labeled smartphone that will work with many smartphones. So this microphone can be very versatile. You can use it in a lot of different situations. Throw it on top of a DSLR like I'm doing right now. Use it with your phone. On the bottom of the shock mount, there's a little screw where you can screw it onto maybe a little boom pole or some way to mount it. So you've got options on using it that way if that's something that you're interested in. So I do have to say that I've been using this microphone for a while and it is awesome. It does a great job. So Deity had sent me a while back the D4 Duo, which is this guy, right? It's got the two microphones in the front and in the back. Well, this one only has the front microphone and not the back one. So hence why it's called the Mini, because it's about half the size of this one. But I have been using this microphone to make a couple videos, and if you didn't see my one about my MacBook Pro, link up here, you can check that out. That entire video is filmed with this microphone on top of my camera, and it did a really good job. I think the audio is crisp, it's clean. All the audio that you've been hearing since we came out of the driveway and got to this spot is all straight out of that microphone. No processing, no editing of the audio or anything like that. All I did was make sure my levels were set to a good spot, minus 8 dB about, in DaVinci Resolve. So everything you're hearing is just straight out of the camera with this microphone. Now, I do have the dead cat on here. There's not any noise in this little porch that I'm in right now, but curious to see, how well do you hear the other noises? I hear some birds chirping. I got my air conditioners over that way going, and I think it does a pretty good job of being a directional microphone. Just kept picking up me in front of the camera, but if we go around the mic, which we'll try in a minute here, you're going to see that it doesn't pick up too much. You can still hear yourself for sure, but it does a good job at kind of limiting some of that noise from around the sides. So I like that. Another awesome thing about this microphone, it doesn't need any batteries. I don't want to have to worry about batteries while I'm out and putting batteries in a microphone, forgetting to turn it on, turn it off, all that stuff. I just want to plug it in and I want it to work. And that's one of the great things with these Deity microphones, the Lav Mic Duo as well as this one, the Lav Mic Mini. You don't need batteries. It's awesome. Just plug it in and you're good to go. You can go film and you can go all day. You don't got to worry about turning batteries on and off. So I like that a lot. Less things I got to carry, less things I got to remember. More time I can just worry about filming. All right, so just trying out this microphone, showing you, this is me holding it like I'm vlogging, right? Now, if I turn the microphone around, or turn the camera around, I should say, here's kind of what it sounds like if I'm behind the camera, right? And then if I come back in front of the camera, then this is what it sounds like there. So I thought it did a pretty good job of kind of shielding around the sides and back of the camera. Of course, you can still hear it, but I think it does a pretty good job of taking out the rest of that noise. Now, I do have the dead cat on there right now. It's a little breezy here, not too bad, so might have to go make some fake wind or something and see how the dead cat does. But if it's anything like the dead cats that came with the D4 Duo, those dead cats seem to work really well. And here we go, we got a breeze picking up here. So if I turn this way, it's blowing right into the camera now. See if you can hear anything there. And now it's blowing to the back of the microphone. Do you hear anything there coming through the mic? I don't know. We're gonna have to get back to the computer and see. Check it out, aftermath of slip and slide. Who's with me? Who used to do slip and slide? Getting a little muddy there, huh? Love a little slip and slide. Who doesn't love slip and slide? So one of the other tests I like to do is a distance test, right? Because a lot of times, yeah, I'm holding it about, about 2 feet away from me. And this is how I might hold it if I'm vlogging or doing something like that. But let's say I'm filming somebody else, right? How far away can I get and still hear clear audio with this microphone? So one of the things you want to double check is make sure that the audio input settings on your camera are set good, because if you don't have good levels coming in, it don't matter what mic you got, it ain't gonna sound good, right? You don't want to be peaking with those levels way up here, you can't hear what's going on, and you don't want to be too quiet. You want a good signal to work with your audio once you get back into post. I use DaVinci Resolve, so if you're interested in how to edit your audio in DaVinci Resolve, definitely check out some of my other videos. But anyway, how does this work? Again, about 2 feet from the camera there. If I back up a little more, we're about 3 feet from the camera. Back again, maybe 6 feet or 7 feet, 8 feet, probably back around 10 feet now. And then way back here, I don't know if you'd be this far away using a small mic like this, but hey, you might, I don't know. And the good thing is we've got a little breeze going on here too, so we're gonna see if that dead cat is actually doing anything. Is that dead cat doing something with the little bit of breeze we got going on? It ain't crazy wind. I mean, you might be able to see the trees moving a little bit. I don't know. But should be something that hopefully this dead cat will take care of. One of the other awesome features about this microphone is that on the microphone itself, it has an extra line-in jack. So what can you do with that? Well, so let's say that I'm filming somebody, right? I've got somebody in front of the camera. This mic's doing a great job of picking them up. Let's say I'm behind the camera and I actually want my audio to be, in the recording too. Maybe I'm explaining something or talking about something. Well, with no microphone in the back on the Mini here, you might have a hard time hearing my voice and it might not pick me up so good, right? So I can wear a lav mic and plug it directly into this microphone, which will then send it into the camera, and I'll end up with 2 separate channels of audio. So I have my audio of a lav mic on me, as well as the audio coming from the microphone itself of whoever might be in front of the camera. We're gonna try that out in a second here. You're gonna see how that works. But what a great feature. I haven't seen that on any other microphones other than the Deity ones that I have, the D4 Duo, which we reviewed before, link above if you wanna check out that review, as well as this microphone here, the D4 Mini. So what an awesome feature to have. And I just think it's another tool that you can have in your box where you don't have to carry extra stuff, right? You bring a little lav mic if you need it, you're gonna hook it right in there. Don't need batteries, don't need anything extra, and it's gonna work just fine for you. So we're gonna try that out in a minute here. All right, so now I plugged in a lav mic. It's kind of looking a little crazy here, just stuck it on my shirt here. So now we should be picking up 2 channels of audio. So it should split the audio from the microphone itself into one channel, say the right, and then this microphone to the left. I don't know if it's which ones goes right and left. I haven't checked it out in the computer yet, but it should be splitting it up so then we can work with the audio individually on each channel. Now, if I turn the camera around here, hopefully we don't hear too much of a difference between, my voice. And if I see the meters on the back of my camera here, I can see that I'm picking up the right channel with the lav mic and the left channel with the mic in front of the camera. And it does look like I might be peaking a little bit with the lav mic, so I might need to adjust my levels a little bit. But if, for example, it's a little windy right now, if I'm filming this, and I want to catch what's in front of the camera, as well as me behind the camera, talking about whatever it might be, this is what it would sound like, and hopefully this is how it would work, and it would work and sound good. But to me, the most important part is that I can edit the audio separate, right? Because if it just mushed it together in one file, well, that makes it really hard to deal with, hard to edit, because the microphones might sound different. Guaranteed this is going to sound different than the one on the front. Maybe not by much, but it's going to sound a little bit different. So I'll have to wait till I get this back in the computer and just kind of see the difference between the two. But one thing I really liked with the D4 Duo is that the microphones sounded the same in the front and the back, and that was really good. Woo! So if you're like me, one of the other questions that you have is, how much does this guy cost, right? Because I ain't spending tons of money most of the time. Everybody's on a budget, right? So you could pick up this microphone on Amazon, link in the description below, for about 50 bucks. Now, I think that's a pretty good deal because in the experience that I've had with this microphone so far, this thing is awesome. It works really well, does a great job, and I can definitely recommend it to anybody. As I almost lose my camera there. All right, we better get off this swing, man. I'm too old for this. So another test that I think I find pretty helpful is the shock mount on this thing. The shock mount is really good. Same with on the D4 Duo. It's really good and it keeps that microphone pretty stable. Now you do notice it moving a lot, but I'm okay with that. Like that's what it's supposed to do, right? How many microphones have we got with the shock mount? It doesn't even do anything. It just sits there like a rock, right? That ain't absorbing no shock, come on. So this guy, if I give it a little shake here, it's shaking around and you know what? We're just gonna go for a little jog here with this big old camera, see how the microphone's holding up there. Do we hear bouncing and all that? We shouldn't. But I don't know, hopefully my stabilization's working all right. So check that out too. But you shouldn't hear any bouncing in that microphone. Looks like it's doing its thing up there. So, all right, so we're back to just the front microphone here. And now I'm gonna throw on some audio processing. I'm gonna do a little EQ work, probably some dynamics, a little bit of compression, maybe a multi-band compressor. I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit and try and get this audio sound the best that I can. We still do have that little bit of a breeze going on, so I might need a little noise reduction depending on what that sounds like. Hopefully the dead cap's doing its job and taking care of most of that wind for me. So at the end of the day, it comes down to, is this microphone worth 50 bucks? And for me, yeah, it's totally worth 50 bucks. I think this microphone is awesome. It does a great job. Like I said, I've used it in a couple videos and filming a bunch of different footage for things. You wanna check out that video about my MacBook Pro, that whole video is using this microphone. It sounds good, it's lightweight. The shock mount does a good job. Really, there's nothing to complain about with this microphone. For 50 bucks, I mean, you can't beat it, right? There's a lot of knockoff, no-name brand kind of microphones out there, but if just do yourself a solid, go spend the 50 bucks, get this Deity. It works out really well. I've been happy with it, and I think you'll be happy with it too. So a huge thank you to Deity for sending this microphone out for me to try out and give it a shot and test it out and share it with my audience. I really appreciate the opportunity because I love me some good audio, and you guys make products that give me that awesome audio that I'm looking for. So thank you again. I really appreciate it, and if you want me to try out anything else, send it on over. I'd be happy to give it a try and share it with my audience. With that said, guys, I am out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!